Let's delve into the fascinating world of retro gaming, a realm where nostalgia meets pixels and the sound of 8-bit music is music to our ears. In the vibrant universe of gaming, we're constantly dazzled by new technologies, cutting-edge graphics, and immersive storytelling. But every now and then, it's good to hit the rewind button and revisit the origins. The forgotten gaming consoles that laid the foundation for the gaming industry as we know today. Let's embark on a journey to the past, where the consoles were chunky, the graphics were blocky, and the sound effects were, well, let's just say they're unique. We're talking about a time when gaming wasn't about the sharpest visuals or the most realistic physics. It was about the sheer joy of playing, the thrill of conquering pixelated worlds, and the satisfaction of beating your high score. In this video, we're going to explore some of the most iconic yet forgotten gaming consoles from the golden era of gaming. From the Magnavox Odyssey, the one that started it all, to ColecoVision, the system that brought arcade gaming to the living room. We'll roar with the Atari Jaguar, the console that promised so much but delivered so little, and interact with the Philips CDI, the system that tried to be everything but ended up being nothing. We'll also take a look at the Sega Saturn, the star that burned out too soon, and the Nintendo Virtual Boy, the console that was perhaps a step too far. Each of these consoles has a unique story to tell, a story of innovation, ambition, success, and failure. They're the unsung heroes of the gaming world, the consoles that dared to dream and, in doing so, changed the face of gaming forever. So, buckle up, gaming enthusiasts, as we take a walk down the gaming memory lane. First up, we have the granddaddy of gaming consoles, the Magnavox Odyssey. Born in the year 1972, the Odyssey was a pioneer, a trailblazer, venturing into uncharted territories of electronic entertainment. It was the first to bring the magic of video games from the arcade into the living room. This console boasted a variety of games, including the likes of table tennis and shooting gallery. Sure, they may sound simple now, but back then, this was cutting-edge stuff. And let's not forget the light gun accessory. A concept so ahead of its time, it would take decades for others to catch up. The Odyssey, though primitive by today's standards, left an indelible mark on the gaming industry. It was the spark that ignited a revolution, setting the stage for what would become a multi-billion-dollar industry. While it might not have the graphics of today's consoles, it sure did start a revolution. Next in line, we've got ColecoVision, a console that dared to dream big. This little box of wonders, launched in the early 80s, was a game changer. ColecoVision's vision was nothing short of revolutionary. It aimed to bring the thrilling experience of arcade games right into your living room. With a library of over 125 games, it was a bold attempt to capture the essence of the arcade. But what really set ColecoVision apart was its unique controller, sporting a numeric keypad and a joystick. It was a far cry from the simplistic controls of its contemporaries. This controller was a symbol of ColecoVision's ambition, a testament to its drive to enrich the gaming experience. The console was also known for its daring expansions, which included a steering wheel controller for racing games and even an adapter to play Atari 2600 games. ColecoVision, a console that truly pushed the boundaries of what was possible in home gaming. Now let's pounce onto the Atari Jaguar, a console that roared loud but wasn't quite the predator Atari hoped for. As the first 64-bit gaming console, the Jaguar promised power and performance like never before. Its ambitious hardware included a multi-chip architecture designed to deliver superior graphics and sound. But with power came complexity, and developers found it challenging to harness the Jaguar's full potential. The console's high price tag didn't help matters either. At $250, it was a significant investment for gamers. Plus, the lack of a standout hit game left many questioning its value. Coupled with stiff competition from consoles like the Sony PlayStation and Sega Saturn, the Jaguar struggled to find its footing. Despite its innovative design and ambitious vision, the Atari Jaguar couldn't claw its way to the top of the gaming jungle. The Jaguar, a console that showed us that sometimes even the biggest cats can stumble. Moving on to the Philips CDI, a console that tried to be more than just a gaming system. Launched in the early 90s, this machine was billed as a compact disc interactive player, hence the name CDI. Philips ambitiously attempted to blend the worlds of gaming, education, and entertainment into a single device. And, in a way, they succeeded. The CDI boasted a broad array of software, from educational titles to interactive movies, music CDs to photo CDs, and of course, video games. Its interactive multimedia focus was groundbreaking for the time, offering users a novel way to engage with content. However, despite its diverse offerings, the CDI struggled to find its place in the gaming market. It was a jack of all trades, yet master of none. The gaming experience it provided was often considered subpar compared to its devoted gaming console counterparts. The CDI, a console that dared to be different, but perhaps strayed a bit too far from its gaming roots. Next, we're blasting off to the Sega Saturn, a console that shone brightly but burned out all too quickly. Launched in the mid-90s, the Sega Saturn was a technical marvel of its time, boasting advanced hardware that was leaps and bounds ahead of its competitors. It was a powerhouse of performance, capable of delivering experiences that were, quite simply, out of this world. The Sega Saturn's library was filled with a strong lineup of games that pushed the boundaries of what was considered possible. It was a platform where creativity and innovation thrived, a playground for developers to explore and experiment. But in spite of its technical prowess and impressive roster of games, the Sega Saturn struggled in the marketplace. High production costs, coupled with a lack of third-party support, led to its commercial failure. It's a tale as old as time. A star that shone too brightly, only to fade away too soon. The Sega Saturn, a console that taught us that sometimes even the brightest stars can fade away. Lastly, we have the Nintendo Virtual Boy, a console that might have been just a little too ahead of its time. The Virtual Boy was Nintendo's attempt to leapfrog the gaming industry and bring us into the world of virtual reality. This ambitious console was unlike anything we'd seen before, and its unique design still stands out today. The Virtual Boy was a tabletop device that required players to peer into a visor to see the game. The games were displayed in a striking, if somewhat disorientating, red and black color scheme. The console was designed to create an immersive 3D experience, and it certainly did that. But the Virtual Boy was not without its flaws. The console was criticized for its lack of portability. and the discomfort caused by playing games on it for extended periods. Additionally, the bold red and black graphics were not to everyone's taste, and some players reported experiencing headaches and eye strain. But perhaps the Virtual Boy's biggest challenge was its timing. It was released in 1995, a time when the gaming world was still getting to grips with 3D graphics, and virtual reality was more science fiction than reality. The Virtual Boy was a leap into the future that the world just wasn't ready for. Despite its innovative features, the Virtual Boy was a commercial failure. It was discontinued less than a year after its release, making it one of Nintendo's shortest-lived consoles. The Virtual Boy was a bold experiment, but it was one that the gaming world just wasn't ready for. So, what can we learn from the Virtual Boy? It's a reminder that innovation is a double-edged sword. While it can lead to groundbreaking advancements, it can also be a leap too far if the world isn't ready for it. The Virtual Boy, a console that showed us that there can be such a thing as being too forward-thinking.